Good morning and happy Wednesday for me, Friday for you. By the time you see this, it is a vlog time. This week, y'all, what about your friend? We're gonna talk about friendships. Because a lot of my personal vlog has been me talking to you guys about my friendships without actually talking about it. So this week we're gonna talk about the highs, the lows, the things that I've learned from friendship. But before we do, y'all, I need to vent. Not a long vent, just a quick vent, no more than about 2 minutes. I told myself this before I got on camera. I don't want to vent for that much longer because it's not a negative vent for real. It's I look at it more as growing pains, if anything else. Y'all, I love my big baby and his baby. But I am feeling the growing pains of living with other people, especially living with men. My stepson never, well, I don't say never, sometimes he forgets to close cabinets. My man always forgets to close cabinets. It's a miracle if they both remember. Living with men means that randomly your bathroom just smells like urine. I'm pretty sure I just bleached the toilet at least twice a day. Like my hands probably smell like bleach right now. Everything that so when I used to think about living in a house full of people, I used to say that if I ever date a man that had kids, he would need to have sons because I want to live in a house full of men. Because I grew up in a house full of women, and there was a lot of attitude in the house. Everything that men lack in attitude, they make up for in disgusting, stupid shit. Um, I'll be honest, I'll still take the stupid shit over the attitudes, but y'all. But you know what? The positives of this, because we duality around here. Is that I'm literally watching my partner grow up before my eyes. Like when I first met him, I'll be very honest with you guys, and say that I honestly did not think I was going to be in a relationship with this man. When I first met him, I was just like, oh no, he's immature. He's silly, so he's going to be fun for like some spontaneous fun right now. I saw myself dating him for maybe a year before I was just like, okay, yeah, no, this is not gonna work for me. Everything that came to mind when I said this is not gonna work for me, he's been working on. He's been becoming a better communicator. He's been becoming a better partner. He's been becoming a better co-parent to his remaining baby's mother. I believe that losing the first one made him realize how short life is, and watching some of the things that he has to now teach his 15-year-old that he could possibly help himself from having to teach his soon to be 10-year-old is helping him grow up. I also think that like realizing that like I was in the space at this point, even during this vlog time that I've been kind of here with you guys, like realizing that there was a time in this specific situation where I was legitimately about to leave has really like brought things to the forefront for him, and he's been doing a whole lot better. He's been a completely different man. And so I say that more so to myself than to y'all, but to say like, yes, there are some annoying parts of this reality. And there are still some limiting parts to this reality because he's finishing up school. So I'm still not able to do the things financially that I want to do. But everything that I want is actually within grasp. And so the negative part is that I'm still kind of learning my way around here. I won't even say that's a negative part. I guess the not so good part is that I'm learning my way around and I'm going through some growing pains and it's frustrating me a bit. The positive part though is that there is so much growth evident in my partner, in my relationship with him, in my relationship with the kid. Even the fact that the kid feels comfortable kind of messing up around the house lets me know that he's comfortable with me, right? Because at the beginning, I could see him almost stressing out about things like turning lights off and closing cabinets. Now, I still want my cabinets closed, but I don't want him to have anxiety around it. So we're gonna keep working through that. But what's so funny is what I need in this situation that I'm venting about is actually what I'm going to talk about the most this week as we talk about friends. So this is a perfect segue to telling myself I wasn't going to vent for more than 5 minutes, and we made it right to that 5 minute mark. Grace. I give myself grace as I navigate this. I give my partner grace as I navigate this. I give this baby grace as I navigate this. And I feel if when I sat down and started doing my reflective analysis of my friendships, so I can give y'all a good 20-minute video about me and what I think about friendships, I realized that the thing that I have taken from all of these years of being friends with people, friendships that are still going, friendships that have ended, friendships that probably should end, but I'm still talking to them, is that grace is necessary. Being involved in long-term friendships, in my opinion, is very similar, if not the same, as being involved in long-term romantic relationships. You need to forgive a lot, you need to give a lot of grace, and you need to be aware that you're going to be different and they're going to be different. Before I start talking about like my actual friendships, I want to say something more so to myself than other people, but I do know that there are so many people in this world that needs to hear this. There are people in your life, or no longer in your life at this point, that sometimes make you question yourself. They make you wonder if the years or months or weeks or whatever the time was of the friendship that you spent with them was real, because you had so many strong feelings for this person and you had so many plans for them, and now those plans are not happening, and now you're wondering like, what do I do with this? That was still your friend. That girl, boy, whoever was still your person. There are 7 to 8 billion people in this world. You met that one person or those couple of people, and y'all were together, or y'all were friends for a few months or a few weeks, or especially like in my situation, for 10 years, for 13 years. You know, you being friends with people for majority of your life and then not being their friend anymore does not weaken the strength of that relationship. That was still your friend. Like, I will never have another best friend beyond that young lady that you guys have seen me apologize on multiple occasions to in this vlog space. I love that girl. Not past tense. To this day. I love her and myself enough to know that we probably should never see each other or be around each other again. But I love her enough that I'm speaking well into her life. Let me make sure. Okay. I love her enough that I think positive thoughts when I think about her now. When at first I used to think negative thoughts. I used to think limiting thoughts. I used to think, you know, well, to be perfectly honest, I used to think fuck that bitch when I thought about some of my former friends. And now I'm in a place where it's like, not really fuck you, but also like just stay over there. And so let's talk about it. But I wanted to say what I just said before I kind of get into, because I kind of jumped around. But I wanted to say what I just said because a lot of times in my life, or even today, before I came and sat down today, I had every intention, because this is my vlog, to sit here and be a victim today and tell you guys how fucked up people have been to me and how I'm gonna have great friendships regardless of how bad the friendships that I had in the past are. And in reality, I don't have the right to be that big of a victim. I am, damn, y'all called it right at 8:30. Hold on, give me another 10 minutes. Phone, and we're gonna get right to it. My job, my job started right on time today. Hold on. Um, I wasn't always a good friend, even to the people who I truly do feel did wrong to me. That same girl that I just told y'all that I will always love, I truly do feel like she used me. I feel like she used me in a financial situation, but I also feel like I was a mean girl to her. That's why last week during my life coaching episode, I apologized to her for laughing even behind her back at her desire to be a life coach. Who the fuck was I to tell you that you couldn't do that? Who the fuck was I to put that evil eye on you? Why? Because I was nervous? Because I was scared? Because I didn't believe that I could probably do it? I don't know, but that was weird. I used a lot of my friends. about being sick or not feeling well, or even people in my family not feeling well, just so I didn't go out with them, just so, instead of just saying I don't feel like going out. Um, I used to, I still have to work on answering the phone for my friends and holding space for them, even though my own life is going on and I need to take care of things that I need to take care of for my life. I'm not perfect. And a part of me wanted to present myself as partially perfect this week because I know that because I'm a more considerate person, I have probably done more good than I have bad in most of my friendships in life. And I can admit that while also saying, like, girl, you've been fucked up to some of these people. And so, what I will give you before I start kind of getting into my friendships and just really venting and giving myself a space to be human is every friendship that you ever had in your life and every friendship that I've ever had in my life was valid and real, and that was our person for that moment. Maybe they were not supposed to be our people for the rest of our lives, and so no, they're not going to be in our lives forever, and these girls are not going to see me when I walk my red carpets, and they're not going to see you when you do all those big things that you're doing in your life, and I'm not going to see them when they do theirs. But the things that they did for me and in my life is still valid. And the things those people did for you and in your life is still valid. And don't take that for granted. If you're watching this and we used to be friends, I love you, bitch. I don't know if I actually want to see you again, but if it feels good up into your spirit to reach out to me, reach out to me. And I'll be honest, I'm in a more honest place in my life that I'll let you know if I want to be your friend or not. Me once upon a time would just be open to being your friend because I don't want you to feel bad about the sacrifice that you made by being vulnerable and coming to tell me. That's not true for all of y'all. Some of y'all, I will look you right in your face and say, that sounds really nice and thank you for watching my vlog, but I don't have anything else to say to you. We'll figure that out as we go. For me, friendship has levels, and I'm going to go through the levels with some actual real life examples from my friendship. I think I will start closest to me and then move further out and end with the people who I no longer have in my life because I feel like that's where we end at, right? Closest to me are my most vital friendships, which are my family and the friendships I feel that have lasted 15 plus years. There are some people in your life that you might not talk to every day. You might not talk to every month. You might not talk to but once or twice a year, but them your motherfucking people. For me, those, of course, are my actual siblings. I feel that being friends with my siblings made it easy for me to like really tell friends, like, I don't got time for this shit. Like, you're not finna treat me any kind of way just because I'm your friend. Because I go be friends with my sisters. Like, I go on vacation with my sisters. I'm not finna be y'all other, female friends are not finna make me go crazy when I can go spend time with my sisters. My nieces, are of age. I will go spend time with them. My mother is 65, but I'll still go have a drink with her. You know what I mean? Like, I have legitimate friends within my family. But also, I have some friendships that are 20 plus years, like friends with my friends, like Lizzie, my friend Crystal, my friend Natalie. Natalie and I have been hanging out since juke parties. And to this day, we in the group chat right now planning some Halloween stuff. Like, that's my girl. That's my family. That's my people. Those friendships could possibly end one day, but if they end, I look at that as just like I couldn't do nothing about that. You know what I mean? The same way I look at those friendships that I'm going to talk about later on in the video. But these are my people. You know what I mean? Like, they showing up. Lizzie showing up every birthday since I was 15. Like, Natalie, me and her had a moment in our life where we were not technically friends. I'll be honest. Like, there was a time in our life where we were aware of each other and we just lived our life simultaneously, a parallel, I guess I'll say. It was our late 20s, now our 30s, that we are now really developing a friendship and becoming consistent friends. The next tier from that for me are like my long-term internet and in-person friends that I really just don't see, but we locked in. Like, those are all my friends from Alcorn. That's all of my sorority sisters. That's all of my internet friends that I still have not yet met, but I've been knowing them for years. Like, there are people on the internet who I have literally watched their children grow up. They have watched me grow up, and we have never laid eyes on each other. When I see them people, I'm going to hug them big and cry hard. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Those friendships have taught me that there's no one way to do friendship. These people, they don't show up to my family events. They're not flying in to my birthday, but I know every year on my birthday they're not gonna neglect to tell me happy birthday. I know that when my business started going, that they are gonna be some of the first people to share my shit. Like, those are the people who I feel like I'm gonna be my network as I move forward. Um, excuse me. The next tier are friends that I personally feel that I should be being better to, and they're currently in my life. Two friends come to mind specifically. My friend who is a photographer. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to have people out here searching people up. And a female friend of mine who I've been friends with since high school, and she probably should be in that first group. But I just don't feel like I'm a good friend to her because truthfully, I feel like she's not being good to herself, and I feel that the judgment that I have for her and her life makes it hard for me to be her friend. Like, I really don't talk to her, and I don't know how she feels. Like, I don't know how she feels, because I would feel like shit constantly trying to contact somebody, constantly trying to talk to somebody, and it feels like they always kind of like spinning me. Like, every time she reaches out to me, I answer the phone and appear busy. Like, even when I'm not busy, I appear busy. Like, what's going on? I got something going on. What's happening? What you need? Um, and I realized that, like, this comes from me not knowing how to be fake with her, but also me not feeling comfortable with, like, confronting her and letting her know, like, friend, you actually kind of fucking up. um she is not making what I feel are the smartest decisions in life, and I also have a lot of internal conflict around this friend, because I tell myself often in my head, like, you don't get to tell her what's the best things for her to be doing in life, and so you don't get to judge her. And so it's like, I'm always so conflicted. Like, do I answer the phone and just confront her and tell her, like, girl, you need to get your shit together? Or do I not answer the phone and just let our friendship fall off, which it really hasn't fallen off because she still reaches out and calls me consistently no matter what. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm still working through it. I really don't know what to do. Like, I look at her, I love her down. I think she's a sweet girl, but when she called me, she be wanting to talk about shit that we talked about when we were in our 20s and in high school, and like, she be wanting to, like, I feel like she wanna get that old feeling back, and it's like, I don't got that old feeling, and I'm looking at you kind of funny because why the fuck is you still like that? My male friend that I feel like I could be better to, he he's going through this he's going through the thing that a lot of people are going through in the world right now, loneliness. He he he's working through his social interactions, I could feel. And sometimes when he reaches out, I can tell that he just wants the interaction. Like, he just wants to talk to somebody because he doesn't feel like he's welcomed in a lot of spaces. But then when we start talking, he's so awkward because he doesn't have a lot of communication experience, that sometimes it makes it hard to continue the conversation, because it's like, I want to talk to you because I know a lot of people don't talk to you, but once I start talking to you, I kind of realize why people don't talk to you. Um, those are the type of friends that I tell, you can come if you want to, but I know that they need for me to, like, tell them, like, please come. And I know what they need, and I want to be able to give them what they need. It's just, I'm in a season right now where this last group of friends I'm about to talk about have drained me so much that this group of friends that I could be doing better for, I'm just not in a good space for them right now. And I feel like one day I am going to be better, and hopefully those friends are still around. And if they're not, then if it's a new group of friends in that group, I can feel better about giving my energy to them, because I realized that I needed to have been giving my energy to the friends who really need the help, opposed to this final group of friends. This final group of friends are people who I needed to have allowed to figure their shit out, and I didn't, and I got too involved in their life and they burned me out, and now they're not even in my life no more, so it all feels like a waste. There are friends in my life that have gone through a lot. There are friends that used to be in my life that have gone through a lot of things at the hands of family, other friends, society, the world, and They show up with this like armor. I call them my mean girlfriends. They are the women that have been hurt by the men in their lives, the family members in their lives, society. And instead of taking their pain and creating this type of beautiful alchemy, these women are what we would consider mean girls. But the meanest girl on the inside of her heart is actually a sad little girl who is hurt and doesn't want to be hurt anymore. And I see through that tough exterior and I try to befriend these women. And a lot of these women have spent a lot of my 20s making me regret being their friend. These women insult me, have insulted me. These women have talked about me behind my back on social media, knowing that I watch their social media, knowing that I'm going to see their social media, knowing that I'm going to come and confront them about it, but didn't care. And for some of these women, that was like, for one of my friends, that was how she would start the conversation. She would put something negative about me on Facebook. She know I'm going to come to her and be like, hey, girl, was this about me? And she's like, actually, friend, yeah. And I am convinced now to this day that instead of just coming direct to me and telling me that she had a problem with me, she would make a status because she knew I would confront her. And I used to just feed into this. Like my former best friend who, again, like I said, I'll apologize for the shit that I did wrong in that friendship, but I'm not gonna act like you was an angel, babe. This woman used to cancel her whole birthday. Tell me, all of our friends, don't show up, don't call her, put her phone on do not disturb. And in the background, I would be still telling everybody, keep your outfit together. Everybody get together. It's going to be okay. We're going to be all right. Everybody, let's wait. And then 3 hours before her party, she would call everybody and go, never mind, I want to celebrate my birthday again. And here I come, pulling up in my Nissan with balloons. I already knew it, girl. Here we go. And in the moment that feels like, oh my God, that's so great. You're such a great friend. And she should be happy. But when I look back on it, that was extremely unhealthy and abusive. Either you want to be celebrated or you don't. And if you don't want to be celebrated, then you should mean that, because if another person makes another plan, especially her birthday used to be at the end of the year. Her birthday was literally, this is Christmas, this is New Year's, this is her birthday. So after the holidays, right before the whole New Year, we got to celebrate your birthday and make it more special than these two holidays that used to come around. And she would freak out every year. And every year I would let her freak out. And every year I would manage to freak out and I would get her through a happy birthday. Never realizing that that was really shitty and I didn't deserve that kind of emotional roller coaster. I used to tell that woman that positive things about me, like the man that I was with was trying to be with me or anything, any good fortune that would come in my life. If wasn't having good fortune in her life too, she would flat out tell me, I'm happy for you, but I still can't be happy right now because I'm mad about my own life. And I used to understand that because I get it. You're going through something. You're not experiencing the things that I'm experiencing. Instead of realizing that, like, I deserve a space for me to be happy. I had a friend that was so judgmental that I would post something on the internet and then I would stop and before I posted and think to myself, what would she think about this? Would she feel some type of way about this? Are me and her gonna get into it because I posted this? Never mind. Let me delete this. I don't delete things and hide things from my mother, and my mother had me. To do that for a friend is insane. And I don't think that they're wrong. I think that they live life a certain way and I live life a certain way, and those ways did not align for long term, but I'm grateful for the things those women taught me. The friendships in this last category, they teach you one, things aren't gonna last forever. It ain't gonna always be your fault, but it always ain't gonna be your responsibility neither. And they also teach you that there can be good things and bad things in situations, and we just gotta let go and move on. I love those girls. Like I said, not past tense, not used to be. To this day, I love those girls. But I love myself enough to recognize that those friendships were not healthy for me or them. And what I will say as I wrap up, because I had a little bit over time, but we 5 minutes. As I wrap up this week, what I will say about friendships is that the better I got in friendships was, I'm sorry. The more that I worked on myself, the better I got in friendships. I realized that I can't be a good friend if I'm not good to myself. And I realized that most of the people that have been really shitty friends to me were women who were struggling within themselves. Like women who were so judgmental to me, they actually were judgmental to themselves. And that's the reason why they showed up like that in those friendships. Women who were always angry and annoyed and irritated with me as a friend, they actually were that way in life because they've been hurt. And I can have grace for them while also realizing that I don't have to be a punching bag for the bullshit that they project upon me and the rest of the world. And you don't either. My bad, excuse me. And you don't have to either. And you don't get the right to be and make a person a punching bag because some of us, every one of us, I'll say, are on both sides of that spectrum. Every one of us got a friend in our lives that we kind of punch down on. You should be better to that friend. We got a friend in our life that we just dump on. You should be better to that friend. And in everybody's life, we are those two friends. And you should, number one, stand up for yourself, but that person should also be better to you. Be better to yourself so you can continue to be a better friend. If I could give you guys anything, that's what I would give you. And that's what I want to give myself. Keep being better to yourself, girl. And you're going to continue to be a better friend. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good week and a good weekend. Let me get to work so I don't get fired on my day off. See y'all. See y'all.